Okay, Likutei Moharan, Torah Hey. So we said that a person should be happy when he's doing the mitzvah just for the schus of doing the mitzvah itself, not because the Kodesh Baruch Hu has given him schar for it. When you do this, you're getting into the Simcha Kodesh Baruch Hu, and you are able to tell if it is before the verdict or after the verdict, and exactly what the verdict was on. And we said, but it's impossible for the heart to feel the simcha because the heart is crooked. When a person follows his taivas, the heart gets crooked. The way to clear it is through thunders. Thunders, the mitzvah of thunder is because a person, what is the thing that allows a person to follow his desires? This kind of make-believe reality that, let's say that we never die, okay? Just, let's believe, lived happily ever after. You never die. It's like, I used to go in Borough Park, these huge houses. I said, each one of those houses come together with, a guarantee that you're going to live forever. Because otherwise, what do you need such a house, right? But the thing is that you create, a make-believe reality. Within that reality, you follow your heart, you follow your desires, and a person can lie and cheat and do anything he wants. A thunder puts a person face to face with his true reality. Then he remembers how puny he is, how small he is. Then he remembers what reality really is, and that straightens out his heart. That straightens out the heart. So we said that there is a person has his own. It says, and Rabbeinu explains, Zohar explains how are thunders created. He says there are malachim from the side of Gvura, which there are 6 of them. They correspond to the 6 rings of the throat, which produce the sound, and they hit rain clouds, and from that impact a voice is being heard to people in the world. The same thing happens by a person himself. When a person gets his voice out from his throat and he davens with all his koiches, the sound hits his own personal rain clouds, which is the brain. Because this is the brain, what happens, the nozlim in the levanon, spilling from the levanon, from the whiteness of the brain. Because the heart has, is a constantly burning fire. And from the brain come down what they call white drops, of liquid to cool down the burning of the heart. You can say that, obviously we're talking here about mishalim. We're not talking about, physical metzias. We're talking about reality, obviously, but it's not that there are drops that come out from the brain and fall into the heart. We're talking about the metzias of a person, that his heart is burning, and his brain is calling off, take it easy, put it under control, put in a system that allows it to grow. Don't just explode and just burn up, Same thing is obvious. But what happens is that when a person davens with full koyach, the sound of his words hits his brain, hits the totality of his brain. That sound reverberates throughout his entire brain. Yesterday we gave a mashal. It's like, like playing an instrument, a guitar or a violin, that the string is on the outside, and the sound reverberates over the entire box. That's produces the sound. If the strings were to be inside, it wouldn't produce the sound. It's only when it's outside, and it uses the totality of the body of the guitar or the violin or the drum to produce the sound. The same thing is that the totality of the brain has to be shaken by the sound. I mean, so if you go inside, your made-up reality, you go to a horror movie and you get scared, it doesn't straighten up your heart. You just get scared, stupid, and you go out stupid. But But when there is, the thunder, the thunder is the entire reality. It shakes your entire being. The voice that comes out of the davening, that comes out from your throat, hits the brain. It says the galgalta de moicha, the totality, the circumference of the brain. It shakes your entire brain. If you'll see that when you daven, and what happens is this straightens out the heart. You can daven bekavana. And we mentioned the Memei Nachal says it happens both ways. In other words, if you daven bekoyach, every single word, you daven bekoyach, that's me'oyer kavana. That awakens you to daven bechavana. And fakir, if you put your mind into every single word you're saying, you'll feel that suddenly, your koiches, your energy, goes into the davening. You start davening with a lot of force. It goes both ways. The force wakes up the kavana, and fakir, the kavana wakes up the force. In other words, which means that whatever you have trouble with, go to the other one. If you want to daven b'kavon, you want to daven with koyach. Koyach, I don't know, I'm embarrassed, people, and this and that, I'm tired, whatever it is. But you want to daven b'koyach, so you daven b'kavon, you mean every single word. You look at this, this is what does it say? What am I saying? And that already pulls your koyachas into it. And if you simply can't mean it, you can't hold your mind, go to the other one, go to koyach, daven with koyach, and that will pull your brain into what you're saying. So you can use it this way or that way.
They wake each other up.
Yeah. It goes both ways.
If you do it with both.
And then it straightens out the heart. The heart straightens out. The dibur, because dibur tefillah say with proper excitement, and then the heart, and that person is zoichet to simcha. Then he can do the mitzvahs with proper simcha. This is what Chazal said. Whoever has fear of God, the awe of God, his words are heard, because people people accept from him what he says, and this is hinted in what, and this is what is alluded to by Chazal. Anybody that his essence is one of Yiras Shamayim, koiloi nasar amim. His very voice acquires the quality of thunders. In other words, he says it, like they say, the words that come out of the heart enter the heart, kind of thing. So when a person himself has Yiras Shamayim, when he can tell you about, what he bought from the grocery, it doesn't matter. His voice have the effect of suddenly awaken you to what reality is all about. It says Kimish yesh bo yiro. It says what? Kiram misitro de Yitzchok. The ram, the thunder, comes from the side of Yitzchok. Yitzchok is Gevurah, right? And it says Veram Gevuroisov, and the thunder of his might. So you see, the thunder comes from might. So you see, in Yiras Shamayim is an aspect of Gevurah. It is in Yitzchok that what is Gevurah? It says Pachad Yitzchok. That he swore, the Yaakov Avinu as well, Elokeim, Pachad Yitzchok. Vayishav Yaakov Pachad Yitzchok Aviv. That which his father Yitzchok feared. So Yitzchok is like the paradigm of Yiras Shamayim, of awe and fear of heaven. And anybody that has Yiras Shamayim, which is the aspect of Gevurah, when he davens with force and loudly, his voice comes out from the Gvuras. And then his voice hits the brain, and it produces thunders. And through this, and because that's the way he behaves, that's why Chazal said that his words are heard. Heard not just like hearing a sound. Heard is in, they make effect. they change, they're life changing.
They penetrate the person.
They penetrate the person. In other words, that the voice is being heard to the people, to the creations, to the creatures of the world, and it wakes them all up to serve Hashem. Because over there the Zohar Kodesh says, this is where the shmir, the essence of hearing hangs on gvuros. In Yerushalayim, this is what the hearing is here. In other words, when you give Musa to somebody, if he has no Yerushalayim, he doesn't hear you. He hears you making sounds. He hears you saying words. But it's either it doesn't make a dent, or it's even amusing. That's gay, and another laughter. Very funny. All right? But if you have Yiras Shamayim, it's like you acquire ears, right? You acquire the capacity to hear the truth in it. You're sensitized to it. So that's what we say, Taman Tal Yishmiya. That's why the hearing, the essence of hearing, the concept of hearing, depends on your Shamayim.
What's the connection between Yira and Emes?
What?
Yira and Emet. Is there a connection there? Like, a person has Yira Shamayim, he's more fond to listening to somebody's words of Emet?
It reverberates. He allows it to come in. Shmiya just means that you allow it to come in. Gvura is a receptacle of chesed. The hearing is something that is passive. It allows the information to come in. It's the nukva.
So when a person says, like, I don't want to hear it, it's like he doesn't have any Yira.
That's right. He allows. Moshe Kosov, as it is said in Chavalkok, of whom we just spoke before, Hashem Shamati, Hashem I've heard, Shamati Shimacho, I've heard your reputation, I've heard that, your message, I heard your echo, Yeresi, I became fearful. What is alluded in this particular pasuk, that the essence of shmiya and the essence of hearing and the essence of awe and fear of Hashem, they're dependent upon one another. That's why through Yiras Shamayim, when a person has Yiras Shamayim, through this his voice comes out from the essence of Gvuros, because he acquires the ability to hear. That what does it mean? Not only that he acquires personally the ability to hear, but when he speaks, the people who hear him acquire the ability to hear him. They hear him, and the voice goes in.
What did you say? The people who hear him also?
Yeah. It's very much like that. Everybody plays the game, but then somebody, stands there and says the words of truth, and suddenly everybody becomes quiet.
It's like reality check.
There's something about the sound of the emes, of the person reaches the emes through Yiras Shamayim, through the Yira. Because the Yira, when you're afraid, you don't fool around. You don't play around. Right? Anybody is joking with a bank robber. Ever. I've never seen that.
Right.
Maybe it happened. You never know.
There's the guy.
It's a sheer Likutei Moharan, right? Okay. So,
Where are you?
so,
You're from. Oh, it's I'm at the Age College. I'm coming outside.
this is what it said, Giborei Koyach, those who are Giborim, that has force, they are mighty, Osed Dvoroi, they do Hashem's deed, Lishmoa Bekol Dvoroi, to hear the sound of his
They
speech.
do and then they hear.
Yes. Because they said that the Malachim are doing Hashem's will in order to be able to hear what Hashem's will is.
That's what the secret of Nasev Nishma, and they said, where they
That's
learn
right.
the secret? Where they
That's right. That's right. Gereba Koyach Adam Alom, because it says in the Zohar, Lishmoa Bekol Dvoroi. What does it mean, Lishmoa Bekol Dvoroi? Zachen lemishma kal mil'ela, that those that are overcoming their Yetzirah, they merit to hear the voice from above when they need it. And this is alluded to in the Zohar. It is said, Giborei koach osed dvorei, those of mighty strength, that they do his sayings, his speech. Hainu al digvuras, through the gvur. This is Giborei koach. Nasoramim, it makes thunders. This is Oised Dvorei, they're doing Dvorei. What is the Dvorei? Ram Gvuros Avnidboino, that's the sound coming from Shemayim. They're producing thunders. Al Dei Zeh Alev Shomei, and this makes the heart hears.
That's the Malachim of thunder you were talking about, the rain clouds?
Yeah, but it's also within a person himself. V'hainu v'hagos livut vunos, and it says, Pi da b'chochmes, my mouth will utter wisdoms, v'hagos livit vunos, and the thoughts of my heart are comprehensions. And we said before that through the thunder, the heart awakens. And this is, that is the proof that there is hearing in the heart. What does it say about Shlomo HaMelech? When Avdechol Lev Shomea, you will give to your slave a hearing heart, right? When the heart hears, the heart can tell the truth. What did Shlomo HaMelech talk about? He talked about having the capacity to know where the truth lies when two people talk to him. You'll give to your slave Lev Shomea, a heart that is capable of hearing lasos mishpat, in order to do proper judgment, in order to judge justly. Because when the heart is a lev shemeya, when the heart
discerns the truth,
because when the heart hears the truth, the mind can say, the judge has only what his eyes can see. Eyes denote knowing, proof. What do I see? What's, maybe they're lying, maybe they're connect. How can you tell? Your heart can tell. But if the heart himself is crooked, you can't rely on that. But should you have a hearing heart, a heart that is straight, and your heart can hear, a judge that has lev shomea from Hashem, Lasos, he can, people come to him from he knows exactly where the truth is. Doesn't matter, they just speak to him, he knows where it is. Because the heart knows things that the brain can never tell. Can never know. Square, round, that's all I know. The heart can know. So when the heart is clean, the heart is the way it's supposed to be, Lev Shemea, Lasas Mishma, then you can do judgment properly. You gave to your slave, Lev Shemea, hearing heart. So you see that the hearing depends on the heart. It's in the heart. And also his words are being heard by other people. It's not only that that you make thunder and your heart hears, you also you're making other people able to hear what you're saying, because they have Yus Shemaim. Anybody have Yus Shemaim, his words are heard. That the heart hears the sound and the people hear it. That's what the Zohar says, that when the Zohar says that you are zoche to hear the voice from above, meaning that the heart merits to hear the voice that is coming from above, coming from the moach. V'zeh b'chinas kol shofar. And those thunders that we're talking about, they embody themselves in the blowing of the shofar. Why? Because the shofar itself, the shofar shel ayil, this is the shofar of a ram. And the reason why the shofar is made out of a horn of a ram, in order to remind you of the ram of Yitzchok, right? That's why it is there. It's a kedas Yitzchok. The tying up of Yitzchok on the altar. And what is Yitzchok? Yitzchok is Gevurah, right? And so Mimele, the shofar, is a derivative of Gevurah. Now the ram also come from Gevurah, right? B'chinas v'ram Gevuraisov. So what you find is that the sound of the shofar is also a derivative of ramim, of thunders. That's why it can also straighten out a crooked heart. This is what is being said in Tehillim. Ashrei am yoidei truah. Fortunate is the nation that knows how to blow the shofar. Yoidei. Why is the idea is in the moach, right? Because the idea is in the moach. What it comes to alludes to is sheyifga kol, so that the sound of the shofar will hit the brain, will hit the intellect. V'ivchinas avimitra, this is the rain clouds, your own personal rain clouds. V'ivchinas ramin, the sound will have the effect of thunder. Ki mi sheshomea kiyas shofar mi'ish yoreh b'chol, anybody that hears this kiyas shofar Rosh Hashanah from a person who's really Yireh Shamayim, Rabbeinu says, bevadai, he's not going to fear, he's going to get startled by thunders throughout the year. Because we said before that anybody has Yireh Shamayim, his voice becomes thundered, right? And then when he is blowing the shofar, the sound of the shofar itself becomes b'chinas rayim. It hits, it straightens out your heart. So bevada, you're not going to worry from thunders, because it will keep you from. Since the initially the ramim come to straighten out your heart. If you already heard somebody's a shamayim blowing the shofar, he's straightened out your heart already. You don't need to hear. To hear ramim, to straighten out your heart. Moshe Kosev, as it is said in Tfilas Musa of Rosh Hashanah, to the Indian of Matan Torah, Bekoilos of Rokim and Niglesev with voices and lightnings, you have revealed upon Shofar, Uvekol Shofar Lemofato, and with the sound of Shofar, you have appeared before them, or above them. And what is alluded to is that because shofar, the revelation of Hashem is in what? Is in voices and in lightnings, which storms and a hit, chas v'chalila, lightning can damage, v'chulu. How do you save it? How are you saved from it? Through the kol shofar, because it's straightening out the heart. You don't need to be awakened by. This is a because of Oker and Nigleta. The usual revelation is that wakes people up is, thunders and lightnings. The storm winds and hurricanes and all the mighties of Shikochok V'Rosam all the mighty of creation. Once you hear Kol Shofar proper, it says from that. Shebekol Shofar Ofiya Alehem, and save them from koilos avrokim, from voices and from lightning.
The person who hears